At that time, in 1936 and 40, most Indians were just coming out of what we called reservation concentration camp lifestyle. Most Americans do not know, and people in the world do not know, that America put all Indians in concentration camps. And I believe that Hitler took the idea of concentration camps from what America did to us. So I was living in the time when we were just coming out of that concentration camp. I didn't know it was a Holocaust that we had just experienced, our parents, our grandparents, and there was nothing for us to do. And I remember being so happy with what we had, and even though we had nothing, and all we would do is go from family to family with horse and wagons. Now the horse and wagons came from the government and the churches. If you became a Christian, you got a hoe and a shovel, and the longer you stayed with the church, you got a wagon and a horse, so you could get around on the reservation.
Kind of sacred incentive, so to speak.
Coercion into this religion to become Christian. Indians were coerced. But Indians also knew at that time, our leaders, our grandfathers knew, that it was a way to survive, for our children to survive. So to succumb to the coercions of Christianity, my parents were Christian. And the fact that Christians and Christianity forbid Indians to speak their language and to practice their ceremonies, I think the churches are responsible to reinstate the language into the nations, since they forbid Indians to speak their languages and do their ceremonies. I think this is a serious indictment that we would like the churches to respond to. And recent years, 5 years ago, I believe it was, the Catholic Church, the Pope in Rome, issued an apology to all Indians for what they had done. You cannot just apologize for what you have done unless you make the retribution of what was done. In other words, reinstate those languages to those tribes. Help reinstate those ceremonies. And also, if you've taken land from Indian people, you either have to pay for it or give it back, or both.